So yes, we'll try and listen to the view or the submission of the lawyer, particularly about his client on this particular issue. So if you're listening to me, I mean, you can join the conversation.
And said that he was supposed to report, even though the BNI at the last meeting had not asked him to.
Charged with publication of 100,000 Ghana.
And indeed, he went on to provide, as I said, the contact details of the person who gave him that information. And the BNI, I understand, has contacted that person. That was on Thursday where that interaction took place. Subsequently, on Monday, the BNI called him and said that he was supposed to report, even though the BNI at the last meeting had not asked him to make a subsequent report to its office. But he told them that he was then in Kumasi attending to his sick father at the Care University Hospital. Why was it that the BNI couldn't wait? The NIB, National Investigations Bureau, has since reviewed their decision to detain Kofi Ofosu and arraign him before court tomorrow. And so the effect of that review has been that they have decided to grant him bail in the sum of 500,000 cedis, supposed to be satisfied by two sureties on the government payroll. And so tomorrow he's no longer being taken to court. He's supposed to report to the NIB's office. And so it satisfies them. The BNI is currently in the process of going to inspect the properties of homes of the surety.
So that was the confirmation of lawyer Bafo Iwa, revealing to us that indeed his client has since been granted bail. And he gave a lot more details. He spoke to the media at a point as well. So let's listen to what he said.
Publication of false news. It was the Sumpa that they were called out in the interview that they allowed Kofi to go. That he published false news.
His offense was
publication of false news. It was the Sumpa TV panel discussion, what he said there. But I find it very curious and very interesting. I mean, I wouldn't say curious, very, very interesting, because what it means is that in the future, if we are not careful, we are going to have a problem in our hands where political actors can't speak anymore. Because if you have an attorney general who decides to be very ruthless, then there is the propensity that he's going to go after everyone that makes one allegation or the other against the president or the government, just with the view of sanitizing the system. And that, should tell you that there's the real risk, right? Or there's a real thin line between free speech and then criminalization of free speech. And so we have to be very careful. I would say that there's the need to encourage responsible speech. However, we need to ask ourselves, at what point do we allow certain speech pass? For instance, in this instance, it was a clear case of a whistleblower, right? He must have done it on radio. However, in the interest of the nation, what was required was more cooperation instead of victimization, because the risk of victimization would then result in people keeping quiet, right? And so it wasn't a helpful situation, particularly in the interest of the nation. I don't think it was a good move.
So, but have you seen him personally?
Oh, yes. I've been with him throughout. I think that he's more concerned about the health of his father. His father is seriously unwell, and the father is being taken care of by his aged mother, who is also, challenged or constrained in terms of her health. And so she was worried that this could, have a very deteriorating impact on either of the parents. And so he was more concerned about that situation than himself.
So that's the lawyer for Kofi Ofosu in Kanta, confirming the situation, why his client was arrested in the first place. And of course, just like I've said in my introduction, he was arrested because it is believed that he made a false publication, or he publicized false statements in connection with things happening at the scholarship secretariat when he suggested that scholarships are being sold, and it was on the basis of which he was arrested. And now we are told that he's been granted bail, but he was quite sick and had to be taken to the hospital. So that's the lawyer confirming that particular issue for all of us. Now, I think that if you recall, under Nanado Dankwa Akufo-Addo, some people described Nanado as a tyrant. Some people described Nanado as someone who was fighting against free speech. That if you make some comment, and in the view of the government, they felt that they were not very satisfied with those comments. Usually, they go through this particular route of alleging that you've made false statements deliberately to deceive the public, or sometimes cause fear and panic, and then arrest the individuals involved. And we had a lot of people in the NDC on the basis of that describing Nanado's administration as anti-free speech. Some even described him personally as a tyrant. Some described himself as intolerant, his government as intolerant, as insensitive, and it was a government that some believed, and some of which people were in the NDC and are still in the NDC. Some thought that, no, this is not the kind of government you want in a democratic atmosphere. Now, fast forward, things have changed, and we are beginning to see a pattern, ladies, and I'm worried. I am worried because we are beginning to see a pattern under the new NDC administration, and all of us should begin to be concerned about it. I am in the business of speech. That's what I do for a living. I come every morning and sometimes I express an opinion. You may not like that opinion. You may think that opinion is false in your view. If this is how the government of the NDC will pursue people who in their view have made false statements or will make false statements, then we have a problem in this country. Because I think that it is also a way of, number one, silencing opposing views. Like, I think that the NDC, by this, I don't know if the NDC government is the one behind it, sanctioning it, or it's just some security people who, quote and unquote, are misbehaving. Because I look at the personality of President Mahama, I'll be surprised if President Mahama is the one that has okayed some of these arrests and the manner of the arrest. I will be surprised. Then it means that there's more to President Mahama than we know. So I don't want to believe that. At this point, I don't want to believe that this is a strategy that has been applied by the NDC government under the leadership of President Mahama. I'll be surprised. Because if President Mahama is aware, and if President Mahama has sanctioned this, if President Mahama is the one okaying this, then we have a problem in this country. You understand? I'm not saying that if somebody abuses the freedom of speech, you should not take him through the legal process. But it is the manner in which it's been done. It's the way that they are doing it. They will go, in a very Rambo style, go and arrest the person. The lawyer will not even know where he is. They'll take him to custody. I don't know the circumstance in those custodies. Every time these people are taken there, they are ill. I don't know what they do to them. And it looks as if they want to put fear in some people. They want to put fear in their political opponents. They want to make you fear, and if you want to even express an opinion, no, this is not how the democracy is supposed to function. And if we continue along this line, then it is dangerous for our democracy. And the NDC must be cautioned. The NDC must be advised. The NDC must be told in the face that you need to exercise some restraint on some of these actions that we are seeing, because it's beginning to look like a pattern. It's beginning to look like a strategy. It's beginning to look like a well-coordinated plan that is being implemented to put some fear, to teach people where power lies. There's some penchant to let people know, yes, we're in power. If you misbehave, we'll show you where power lies. I'm worried about this kind of attitude, and we need to tell the government, because we're here when we saw some of these signs under Nanado's administration, and we raised concerns. We were unhappy. We called him names, including some of you in the NDC who are celebrating some of these actions. You called President Nanado a tyrant. You called President Nanado intolerant. You called President Nanado insensitive for some of these similar actions that we are seeing under your regime. And you've come into power and you're doing the same thing. And you want us to see you in a different light. Okay. Now, these are the reasons why I have concerns. Number one, I think that I am beginning to see a pattern, unfortunately. I've given you some cases. There was a gentleman in the MPP, I've forgotten his name. I think he also made a comment against the IGP or so. Or somebody in the NDC, some powerful person in the NDC. And I don't. They went to his house, broke into his house, arrested him, took him into custody. And at a point, nobody even knew where he was. If I remember the name, I'll pronounce, or I'll tell you who exactly I'm talking about. But he's a very popular social media guy for the MPP. Okay, I think he made some allegations against, I don't know who, I've forgotten the personality involved, and then he was picked up in that manner. I recall Oketeche FIFA, a broadcaster, also making some comments, and he was also picked in that same circumstance. Now, Ofosun Kansa has gone on to make a comment. He has been arrested in that same circumstance. Abronye made some comments against the IGP. He has been arrested in that same circumstance. There are a number of examples like these. And it's beginning to look like a pattern. I say it is something that the NDC has rehearsed, that this time around, this is what we want to do. And whether we like it or not, it's very, very efficient. Because when you do that, it puts fear in those people. And the other people who are watching, they will be afraid to say things. They will be afraid to express their opinion, to speak on matters, express their opinion on matters. So it is working for the NDC. Maybe it's one of their PR strategy to say, let's ensure that nobody is making allegation against our government. Nobody is saying things badly against our officials. Let's ensure that, so when somebody does it, let's put fear in him so that other people will know that, no, you can't say some of these things against our government. The NDC government, what did the NDC say about the MPP's government? if the MPP were going to be arresting the way the NDC is arresting today, there are a lot of the NDC folks who have been arrested. But even without that, you had cause to call Nanado a tyrant. And under your administration, we are beginning to see a pattern. Is it NIB or B? The name cry is very confusing. You don't know whether it's NIB or whether it's BNI, but there's I, there's B, and there's N. So whichever way you want to. But they, especially they, the BNI or NIB, are the center of this. And that's what we've been seeing for some time now. So my first point is that it looks like there is a pattern. It looks like this is something that the NDC government has planned and they are implementing. Anybody that says something negative about the government, arrest him. Take him to NIB. Take him to custody. Show him where power lies. Punish him or her. Okay. Now, the other thing that I've also seen is that, just like I've said, it looks as if, apart from teaching people some lessons, it is also a strategy to ensure that opposing opinions are silenced. The NDC, you are not a perfect political party. So everything you do will not be perfect. You have issues. Some people may say something, yes, that maybe it's not true. But that's why we have laws. If you think somebody has broken the law, I mean, is that the way you arrest the person? Oh, you go to his house at dawn, arrest him, go and keep him somewhere without informing anybody. What if he dies? What if he has some diseases? He has some sickness that will not allow him to survive in that circumstance? So you want to, yes, you want to sanitize the system, but there's a way you do it. If you want to enforce the law, make sure you're not breaking the law. Make sure you're not disrespecting or infringing on the rights of these individuals. So please, calm down on your effort to silence opposition. It is not going to work. Our democracy is built to allow the opposition space to vent, the opposition space to express their opinion. We allowed you to talk when you were in opposition. You got the space to do things. You were making forceful arguments, sometimes strong allegations. You were attacking people's personalities. You were attacking people's integrity. Nobody was arresting you. Nobody was picking you up in this manner. Nobody was keeping you in custodies and, oh, we were not doing this. Why are you doing this to other people? Because you want to stay in power for too long? No, that's not what's going to keep you in power for too long. It is the work that you will do. And if you're working properly, the Ghanaian people will feel it. It's not these actions that you're taking. So please, we need to tell the NDC that this democracy has come a long way. We have all contributed to sustaining this democracy. We know their history as a political party, but they should please turn a new leaf. They should please do things in a different manner. If you think somebody has broken the law, there are laws. Follow the law. Go through the right process. Respect the rights of the people. And don't be seen to be arresting almost everybody because they have made some comments. That's serious matters to deal with. And even if the person, you think that the issue that he's raising is so serious for you to act in the way that you are acting, follow due process. Follow the laid down process. Don't abuse power. When you continue to be seen to be abusing power, there's a point where Ghanaians will be fed up. When you keep arresting people because they have made some comment, anybody who makes comment, you go and arrest him, there will be a lot of noise in this country. That will even shift your attention from your core job, which is to govern, solve the problem in this country. And you will be concentrating on things that are not that important. Focus. You have 4 years mandate. Be serious about it. You came in to reset the country. It is not to take us back to them days when when people hear BNI's name, they are scared. They don't know what. Oh, please. I mean, this is 2026, for God's sake. Yeah, in 2026 NDC, some of us were making the same argument you were making in opposition. But it's like you are acting the same way the previous administration, or even worse. And so some of us are in the position to tell you that please, you can do better. Some of these arrests, I don't think it's the way to go. I think the Ofusu Nkansa's arrest is much ado about nothing. It is absolutely unnecessary. Very, very unnecessary. Because he has said, I mean, some of these things, even this thing that he has said, maybe it's true, maybe it's not true. Some people in your government have even said that about the scholarship secretariat. Maybe, yes, maybe but if you're going to arrest people because of this, do you know how many people you'll be arresting? if you're going to arrest people for making the kind of comments that Ofusu Nkansa has made, do you know how many people you arrest on a daily basis? Is that what you want to be focusing on? Is that what you want to be doing every morning? Arresting people and people demonstrating, making noise, and I mean, Charlie. For me, I think that's why I've said that. Maybe I'll be surprised if President Mahama is like has given the green light for these things to happen. I'll be surprised. If he's the one, then I think there's a problem. Then maybe he's not learning, and ADC is not learning from the mistakes of the MPP. Maybe you're not learning from those mistakes. Maybe you're not seeking to act differently. Maybe you want to do the same things that got MPP into opposition. The same description you give, because if you describe Nanado as tyrant because of some of these things, who are you then? What are you? Tyrant? Intolerant? Insensitive? Is that who you are? So please, we are telling the NDC folks, it's a little over 1 year ever since you've been in office. You see, there is a way that goodwill will begin to fade. These are some of the things you start doing. Bad press, and then you start getting bad press, negative energy. And by the time you realize everything is gone. This is how it starts. This is exactly how it starts. So we are telling you. I mean, we have been in this country for some time now. We've seen the script before. We have seen other governments using the script before. And interestingly, politicians, it's difficult for them to learn. The same mistakes that you complained about in the previous, this party will come and they're like doing the same thing. And sometimes you're why? So if this is how you want to sanitize the system, please, that strategy itself needs sanitizer. Because it's not solving the problem. We're rather creating another layer of problem. That is why there's so much noise in this country at this point in time. There are serious things to talk about. You've gone to Parliament, passed the 24-hour economy authority bill. We don't even have time to talk about it because if we're going to arrest, BNI has gone to arrest Ofosu Nkansa. Everybody is spending time on Ofosu Nkansa. bad PR for the government. And so slowly, you realize that the goodwill will be fading, will be melting. Then a lot of Ghanaians will say, but the end is, why are they doing this? It's like, why? So just a comment, oh, why? And what is that? So that's how it starts. And it grows, and it gets to a particular point where people will not be willing to even listen to you. You may be doing the good things, but they are unwilling to listen. This is how government lose goodwill. And that's the same thing you're doing. Please focus on important things. There are lots of important things to talk about. And even if you say the young man has alleged that there's corruption at what do you call it? The scholarship secretariat. He just made an allegation. Come to think about it, he made an allegation. You've gone to his house to search his house, to pick him up, keep him in custody for some few hours or so, or some days, before releasing him when he was ill. You've taken him through this ordeal because he has made an allegation of corruption in an institution. But when your candidate, Baba Jamal, and another candidate, who the wife of the late MP for Ayawaso East, when we saw clear evidence of vote buying, which is corruption, that one, the only thing you did was to set up a committee, investigate, and then later you were like, okay, he's cleared, he can go and represent you. Nobody has arrested him. Because if you can arrest somebody on allegation, why can't you also arrest somebody on allegation of inducing voters? When he was asked the question that, were you the one who gave out television sets? He said, what is wrong with that? This is not the first time I'm giving gifts. I've been doing it. And it is not to induce voters. And they asked him the timing. He said, if I ask you, if I give you gifts now, wouldn't you take it? He that seemed to be confirming that he has acted in a corrupt manner. You didn't see the need to go and arrest him. You didn't send BNI to go and search his home and see where he got the television set. What is salary? How much does he get every month? How come he was able to raise that money? Is that not corruption? You've not done that. But someone sits on television and say that, oh, I think that because he's a political opponent. Let's go. Let's teach him lesson. Let's punish him. Let's take him through some process so that you know that you can't talk about the NDC in this manner. Because you have power. So this is how you want to behave. So all of us, we shouldn't even criticize. When you criticize the NDC, will come at you. We've seen this before. When NPP did it, Nanado, he was doing it. We saw his end. Instead of you to learn lessons, you are coming to do it. You are even doing it better. Okay. We are all here. Let me read some messages before I wrap up, and then I open the phone line for you to join me this morning. Okay. So, in summary, what I'm saying is the arrest of Ofosun Cancer is not just an outlier kind of situation. There seems to be a pattern that is growing. I think that the NDC feel that this is something that they should be doing, arresting people for making these kinds of comments and allegations. And usually it's the political opponent. Usually it's the people who belong to the other political party, particularly the MPP. And I think that they want to put fear in people. it looks like for me, from where I sit. They want to put fear in people. They want to ensure that people are silenced. And on that part, when it comes to the fear, I think it may be working, because a lot of people will be afraid. Because if you've made a comment and you're being arrested and you don't even know whether you will die in custody, I mean, you'll be afraid. So NDC may be achieving whatever objective they have with regards to that. But I'm saying, is that how you want to govern? Is this sustainable? Is that how you want to be acting? Don't forget that this goodwill, it fades. And what are some of the things that will make it fade? Some of these things, the noise. I mean, how you use power. You have to be strategic how you use power. Don't be seen to be using power to punish people, to teach people lessons, because that's the optics. That's how it is looking like. This whole thing, that's how it's looking like. And it is dangerous because it's going to affect you in the long run. And you lose focus. There will be a lot of noise. Is that what we want? Is that a kind of environment we want? The kind of atmosphere we want in this country? No, you can do better. Please do better. 0541022318. Let me see if I can. Okay. Good morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. I'm driving, so I can't tell you the location. I'm at Swami area there.
Okay, but you can tell me your name.
Usu Ansa.
Okay, Usu Ansa, talk to me, sir.
Yeah. With regards to the Nkansa's arrest, I believe that we should be very, very careful. Remember, but this is a guy who goes on a radio station and says somebody has taken money to facilitate a scholarship. You see what I mean? The person, you have to substantiate whatever you say. You know, there are problems in this country. People make passing statements to malign a lot of people. Let's take politics out of it. Somebody goes out and talks that schools are taking money for them to give apport. Somebody goes out there and say market women are taking money to, let's say, formaldehyde to preserve their staff. Somebody goes ahead and tells that journalists take money to write statements. You see, these things are happening in this country, and we have to. Despite the fact that the politicians are doing it is very bad. But we should look at the content of the statement that was made by this guy. This is the same guy who made a statement against his political party in the Konongo area. When they looked into it, he had taken money. I mean, that is what happens. You see, so we have to be very careful and don't pass all the statements. We should look into what the guy said. Whether NDC, whether MPP, or whether CPP, we should look at the content of the statement. If the guy has been arrested and he can't tell where and when the money was taken, then he should be held liable, or it should be whatever is happening to me should happen. Okay, so what I'm saying is that we make a lot of passing statements in this country and go scot-free. And there is not a time we should do that, because you are maligning the person at the scholarship secretariat, his wife, his family, his kids. The kids go to school. So if you malign somebody for political expediency, I don't think it's right. So as journalists, you should look at both sides of the story and make sure that the reportage is, balanced. That is what I want to say, please.
Thank you very much, Owusu Nkansa, for joining us this morning. And let me say that was my view that I've expressed. And on this platform, we open the phone lines if you agree or disagree. You can come and express your opinion so that we all have a conversation on this. Good morning. Hello? Hello? Hello, good morning. Hello?
Alfa.
I keep losing you, so please.
Is it okay now?
Hello?
Yeah, Alfa, is it okay?
I think so. Tell me your name and where you're calling me from, sir.
Kofi Bedu from Asokoro Mambo.
Kofi Bedu, talk to me.
Alfa, did I hear this is good? Is that okay?
Kofi Bedu, maybe you want to move, you want to change your position. Your line this morning.
Is it okay now?
Let's hope that it will be okay throughout.
Okay. Did I hear you say that the NDC is going about arresting people, those who have been saying negative things about the NDC? I disagree with you. If that is what you said, because you see, you said that Dan Cancer has been arrested without you telling us the reason why he is being taken away, or in other words, the reason why he's been invited to come and help an investigation. You did not tell us that. You see, NDC is not going about arresting people. Not at all. And I also heard you say that if this is what the NDC have done, then a lot of NDC people would have been arrested. If I did hear you well saying that, then that one too, I disagree with you. So, I mean, let us, say it as it is. Let's flip the coin. Both sides. Let's talk about it. Because I also saw NDP people arresting people, even the Democracy Hub. Those who went on the demonstration to demonstrate against the rate at which our water body is going on, they were arrested. So they were put in jail for about 3 months. They were not given a bail. So this is one of the negative things we're supposed to talk about. If it's going on in the NDC, and these people are arresting those well-meaning people who are taking negative things that is going on, and they've been arresting them, and we can talk about it. But that's not what is happening. So let us put it as it is. And you also alluded to the fact that the election that went on at Ayawaso. You talked about it and said that we saw people, paying bribe at the first draw of the public, and they have been let to go scot-free. Really? That's television they have given cars. Television and I'm not talking about that time. It was a deputy finance minister. So if this is happening and we are talking about it, let us take it as it is. You see, he said he had been let to go scot-free. We saw Kingsley, Dr. Kingsley, the MP. He was actually saw giving bribe to issue official, and he was let to go scot-free. So these are some of the things that when we are talking about it, let us be fair and deal with this as it is. If it is not good, let us talk about it. No matter which party is in power, but NDC is not going about. Other than that, you see, our good friend Mr. Techi, has anybody been arrested? No, he's been talking negative about the NDC, but we are all moving on.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bedu, for joining us this morning. Yakwenu, my friend, has sent me a message yesterday. I apologize, I couldn't read. I promised that maybe today I should read that and your new one as well. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, Mr. Dejimitio.
Hey, Mr. Bedu, I'm not going to say,
Mr. Deji, Ola, you know. Hello?
Hello, Abba.
Hi, me too.
Hello, Abba.
Yes, me too.
Mr. Bedu, come on.
They be one geek more children.
I mean, Also, almost I want to mean that I didn't know that. Come back to the back of it. After what you want them. What you want them to do? I want some question. I'm saying, young woman. No more over the question NBC name, Matibabu. Oh, yes, send your own canoe, Mr. Bedouin on your day. So, I'm people, but I know the best guy. My brother, only catch a good one or a talent. I go a plane or cause you in a line. Only catch a aeroplane, I'm a good one to call you. I'm going for me. A good one, because I'm never go. I don't know how good one play a company of Yassi. Yeah, but I got your comfort, and you're gonna go. Yeah, they're going to go. I want to know. I got me can't get them. The last, over to come. I got to yourself. Your baby, I got your better. We treat this man from Mamma to get the same. Or your baby, your better. What I want to take. Young couple, Water. As I walk up, Mr. Bedouin, I got to say, or nothing. Over the first color, I don't know that. Want to take it out. A bra of the catcher baby, I may back over to me. I don't care. I don't have a certain prison. You see my I say,
Thank you very much, Mr. Chichi, for joining our conversation this morning. You can also come through. It's 0541 022318. That's the phone number. Call me and let's have a conversation this morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Alfa Ali. How are you doing?
I am good. I hope you are good too.
I'm fine.
This is
Solomon.
Okay, Mochi Zongo. Talk to me, sir.
Yes, sir. Alpha, the arrest that you are talking about, we have to look at the reason why they are arresting these people. I don't think you, Alpha, sitting there doing your work diligently. No, anyone can just come and pick you up. If you make a serious allegation that Solomon is a thief or Solomon is a killer, you have to prove it. And you cannot sit there and be proved. They have to arrest you. Martin Kobu was arrested because he made a number of allegations. And so I want us to look at what the reason why they always arrest the people. But if you just say you NDC, they don't like criticism, I don't think it's a fair point to make. The allegations and the false publication of news are one too many. So it is about time the government sanitize the system. If not, it will plunge this country into chaos. So I agree with the arrest. But if they arrest you, they should always try and then give you a bail, because every offense is bailable. Even if you kill someone, it's bailable. So they should know how to bail those that they have arrested. I think that's the way to go. But to say that they shouldn't arrest them, I don't think it's the way to go.
Thank you very much, Solomon, for joining us this morning with your submission. 45 minutes after 8. You can also let me know what you think. This morning, I have shared my opinion on what I think is happening in this country. I've come to the conclusion that it looks as if there's a pattern the NDC is using. And I'm content that it appears there's a strategy to put fear, especially in their political opponent. And I'm asking you to also join me and be part of the conversation, whether you agree or disagree. Let me hear from you. Good morning.
Good morning, Alpha.
Yes, BY from the
Alpha, I want to be schooled here that invitation for interrogation and arrest for interrogation are they the same? You see, we claiming that people are making false informations. How did they manage to, declare that information false without having not investigated? I hope that he who alleges must prove, but must be proven beyond reasonable doubt when the person is sent to court and could not prove his allegation. Somebody has made a statement against an entity. The entity is there. I don't think if they had conducted an investigation into the allegation made by Mr. Chumasi and probably it was not true, they would have maybe just go to pick him from his house or whatever. But the point is that, have they also investigated the secretariat to know that the allegation that was made against them was not true or what? People will always want to justify just because their political party is in government. We are talking about Ghana. What was wrong yesterday could not be right today. When similar things happened in the past administration, discerning Ghanaians spoke against it. Today, some discerning Ghanaians are saying that when it was wrong yesterday, it's still not right today. So they should let some of us understand that if you make any statement that you deem fit, that there is some veracity in it, why should you be picked? Then it will deter others from coming out to tell the government exactly what some sectors or some outfits are doing in the country. Alpha, there is one thing here. We have a law, the whistleblowers law. What does it say? That when you see it, you have to report. Did they tell us that this particular platform you don't need to see it or what? Even if somebody is ready to provide an information for the government to conduct an investigation, and it happens like what has happened to Mr. Chumesi, as I've said, people will not volunteer any information to the authorities because they know that when they do it, they will be arrested. So they should tell us the difference between the arrest for interrogation and invitation for interrogation. If somebody is trying to help something, you just invite the person to come and prove, or maybe give you a clue into whatever allegation that he or she has made, so that we can move forward. Thank you.
Thank you very much for also contributing to the conversation this morning. 0541022318 is how you can also be part of our show this morning. Good morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Alfa.
Yes, Eja, talk to me.
Yo, Alfa, that's it. Alfa, me dear, me say, dear, now canning just a humble advice that you are giving to the NDC people. So now Kasafa a choir faso a chi nipa. I won't send the honor. It's true. Oh, Nameno, dear me who say, a nipa ni bi wa say a kwachi they should be arrested without informing them. Because if you inform them, they will cover up before you arrive. So you will arrest me sao. And we think na womo ebe full money about it. Because so man who saw betino or beka takata nyoma biso. And you will arrest you on who ni asa baba kwachino. He said man idi. Oh no kojina and what can asemu media. And once we invite no waba. You who nipa bebre we invite ministers in a special prosecutor. I invite you, I'm on my baby, you woman. I didn't know we inquired. I was a question on just an allegation, whether true or false. So, and now, you bet you no. As I said, you prepared in camera didn't court, and you proof answer. And to me, I mean, I for us, there are some are justified because of cover up, and some are not justified. Misinformation, disinformation, a dose of Ghana, and it's being done by these two major parties. Nine must grab a bino say, when informed be the disca, and yeah, they did, I normally uncle teach you. My back, yeah, you're inviting and saying, you see, champagne, or 3,000 Nunia, or the same invitation. So I'm running me in. I don't know when they will say, I see the phone question. And you know what you are, I'm ye, near Shenny Penny and Fanya, ye, a pattern, Monye. Let me say, Ubu and Nemo of Fawan and Nemo Harry, I want the name, a do.
Thank you very much, Jeff, for your submission this morning. It's 51 minutes after 8. You can also join me this morning with your view if you want to be part of it. 0541 022318 is how you can call me. Good morning.
Morning.
Yes, please. Your name and where you're calling me from.
TK calling from Kumasi.
TK, talk to me.
In fact, what is going on in this country now is very, very, very disheartening. In fact, what you said this morning, I perfectly agree with you. You see, when you gather information and you decide to even sell it out to the appropriate or the public, now to become even, you'll be afraid to even send it out because of what is going on now. You see, there was this code that we say, when you see something, say something. And the fact that you see something and want to say it, you saying it must go further too. And the way that you'll be treated in order to prove it in this country now, it's very, very difficult now. The way they will ransack your house, take you out somewhere that even your lawyers are not even know your whereabouts. It's very, very disheartening. So I think this government must do something about it. Recently, I heard somebody saying, an NDC MP saying that on video that somebody paid money in order to get SHS, placement. That video is still live, but I haven't seen that MP being arrested to question. So what are we? What country are we? Developing? I think Alpha, we have to, even though making false allegation is but take a clue from it and then change. Thank you.
Thank you very much, TK, for also coming through this morning. 0541022318. You can also let me know what you think on this conversation that you've been having. You can call me on 0541 let me see if I can play this voice note here. Okay. So I'll come back to it. I'll come back and play it for you. But in the meantime, you can call me on 0541 This is still the Orange Sunrise. You're on Orange 107.9. 0541 is the number to call me on. At 9 a.m., we'll start our conversation with our guest. And this morning we'll talk about some of these matters, plus others that are really trending in the country and in the region. And so that is coming up pretty shortly. But in the meantime, you can still join me with your submission. And we'll be willing and happy to hear from you. Let me read some of the messages that you've sent. This one says that, Alpha, good morning. I think one thing I can say, okay, he said, Alpha, good morning. I am Francis. Okay. One thing I can say is that you have indeed been consistent. For a lot of people who thought you were an NDC member under the MPP, I am sure with some of the things that you are saying, they may have a change of mind. Ghana's democracy needs journalists who are consistent and principled, and regardless of the consequences, they will stick to the guns. Thank you very much for raising concerns on this anomaly. Okay, thank you very much, Francis, for joining us this morning with your message. Let me go to this one. It says that, good morning, Alpha. My name is Kofi. And my argument on this matter is, yes, it's not right for people to make false statements. I'm an NDC supporter, but I also do feel that if care is not taken, some of these institutions like NIB will create problems for the government. Some of these arrests are absolutely unwarranted. Okay. Let me. Okay, Yaukwenu sent me a message. I said I'll read it. Let me find it. He's sending me one on Facebook as well. Let me read. Okay, let me read the Facebook one before. He said, okay, Yaukwenu says, good morning, Yaukwenu. I hope you're doing well. This morning, I'm sure you're not happy with me, but it is fine. This one says that DJ Opademo Felix from Kumasi Swami. He said, Dr. Bomia, even Dr. Bomia's enemies will try to be at peace with him. Okay. This one says that great show from Adu Michael. Adu Michael, good morning. I hope you're doing well. And this other one said that Alpha, don't fall for the MPP antics. We have seen worst things under the 8 years of MPP. Said I shouldn't fall for the MPP antics. Okay, I take your advice, Yao. This one is coming in from Joseph Kwabna Anani. He said, great show. Thank you very much, Joseph Kwabna Anani, for your comments. So let me read Yaukwenu's message before we continue. He said, good morning, Alpha. Nice editorial, but please don't hold brief for Kofi Ofosu Nkansa. The reset agenda is in full force or full course. Okay. And the era of misinformation and reckless spewing of gibberish is over. You made an allegation on national radio which prompted the president to issue a statement calling for an investigation. Now you are being invited to assist with the investigation, and that has become a problem? Alpha, mind you, scholarship documents were reportedly found at his residence after the search. Corn is NAPE boss by day and scholarship boss by night. I think you want to say was because he's normal. There is a lot yet to be uncovered under the corrupt Etwan administration. The future is really pregnant. MPP, never again. Yeah, Queen, thank you very much for sending us your message this morning. And apologies that I couldn't read your message yesterday. I forgot. It's not easy, you know. This one said, hello, Alpha, drink some water to clear your throat, okay? Okay, I've heard you. That came through from Lizzie. There's a voice note that I need to play. Maybe I will have to on the thing for a brief moment, and then I can play that voice note so that our listeners will know what you think of this particular issue. We'll take some breather at exactly 9, and then we'll come back. Okay, let me listen to this voice note.
Yeah, good morning, Alpha. I greet you and your listeners. Must we defend everything? Somebody has made an allegation and has been invited to come and substantiate, because they say he who alleges must prove it. And you get some people defending this. If they are talking about the detention, fine. But don't let them make it as if nobody has committed anything and that person is being chastised or being punished. We should build a very nice system for our country so that we know how to comport ourselves. Thank you.
Thank you very much for coming through this morning with your voice notes. Okay. You can also send me your WhatsApp messages and your voice notes. Let me read some of the messages. This one says, have a good morning. My name is Brighton. Brighton, okay. My view on this matter is, yes, if someone makes a false allegation, you can go ahead and arrest him. But why do you arrest in a Rambo style? Number 2, why do you keep the person in custody for days before granting the person bail? Clearly, I can see that the NDC has a strategy to use the bail condition to punish people unfairly. Take the person to court if you think you have a case against them. Okay, thank you very much, Brighton, for your message this morning. You can also join me with yours on 0541 0593932993. It's 9. We'll take a breather and then we'll come back and continue with the show. If you are listening to me, you can still be part of it. On Facebook, we are streaming on Facebook, and we are also on Facebook. We are on YouTube, and we are on Facebook. YouTube and Facebook. So you can join the conversation there. Let's take a breather. When we return, we'll continue. But okay, maybe let me take. Okay, I think I've lost him.
Oh yeah, tell me where we gonna run after making our motherland a better place to live.
Let's speak to this caller here. Good morning.
Alfa.
Please tell me your name and where you're calling me from. Musa, ubitima kasadi ngakama.
Alfa.
Me too.
Hello?
Me too, Musa. I think we've lost Musa on the line.
Tell me where you gonna run go. Yeah, I beat and yeah. Tell me please. Oh yeah. Tell me where we.
Zedjiso wakasa dada.
Oh, yeah, their condition now, almost Eddie, also, and this is what will be about the first year. And this beer baby, I was saying, and the job, I was saying, the 100%. Now, I said, more solve work and I'll solve the sound with my NDC. Some people they have and no I can be a water more. I don't have more there's enough. No cry, Taba. One country was sending Nigeria kind of throw. So I can't go. There's a much as a debate condition. Nobody no, but if you can't be you have to better with so. About money,
tell me where we gonna run go. When them say we have to pay for the oxygen we put. Tell me where you gonna run go. Yeah. I beat and yeah. Tell me please. Tell me where we gonna run go. After making our motherland a better place to live. Tell me where we gonna run go. When them say we have to pay for the oxygen we breathe. Answer me now, Mr. Big
conversation this morning. It's 11 minutes after 9. Mr. Jones Yamisem, Honorable Jones Yamisem is here, and Kofi Asha is here. Jones Yamisem is the Kwabre East Constituency Secretary for NPP, and Kofi is a member of the communications team for NDC. Guys, good morning and welcome to the show.
Good morning.
I believe we're all doing well.
By God's grace, we are doing fine.
Great. Kofi, let me start with you.
Okay.
Why are you arresting people for speech? Why are you arresting people for making comments and creating noise in the country? Instead of us focusing on some very important matters, all of us are drawn into talking about something that a lot of people seem to think it is absolutely unnecessary. What's your take on it, Kofi?
Alfa, good morning to you and once again and your team. And good morning to our cherished listeners. And good morning to my brother too here. The matter is simple. You see, we're in a country governed by laws. And anytime anyone has an opportunity to speak, you must have it at the back of your mind that what you are saying has consequences. That is not in any way saying that there's no free speech, but what you will say, you should be ready to face it, or you should be ready to back that with, facts. You have a situation that a former public official goes and sits in a radio station and make some grave allegations. Okay? So when you make such allegations, a responsible government has to call you to come and explain or, buttress the allegations that you are making, because we are all, when it comes to fighting corruption, the backstops is all of us. Every citizen, we are all called upon to fight corruption. We may not have the authority, but we are whistleblowers. So you have a former appointee goes to a radio station and says that, and he was very confident about it. He says that the scholarship meant for, needy but brilliant students are being sold. And he mentioned an amount are being sold for an amount of 100,000. And he confidently admitted that even MPP members are buying same from the NDC government. This is very serious matter, because something that is meant for needy but brilliant students, and you are saying that the government of the day or the institution is selling those, those opportunities. So the government being responsible, the president swiftly ordered a full-scale probe into that allegation, because we want to know the truth. If corruption actually exists, then we'll root it out. But if it is the case that he wants to make or he wants to cause disaffection to the government, then he should be ready to face the consequences. There are claims of, so he was picked up to come and answer, but it is important to place on record that he was invited. The attempt to create a narrative that it will get your turn. The attempt to create the narrative that he was whisked away by force. You see, when security agencies invite you to come and assist in investigations and you decline, it behoves them to pick you by force, because they cannot allow you to make those allegations and sit and then just allow those allegations to slide. Doing so, you are gradually saying that, or endorse or lending weight to the fact that those allegations or corruption actually exists in that institution. So he was invited and he declined. And they picked him up to come and assist the investigations. In fact, Alpha, it will shock you that after they invited him and questioned and they detained him and went to his house to conduct a thorough search in his house. Look, this were what was found in his house. They found three award letters, scholarship award letters. And these award letters were dated 26th November 2024. One award letter, there were 5 items that were retrieved in his house. And one award letter dated 17th December 2024. And another award letter dated 8th October 2024. And another one, 31st December 2024. And that one was the no objection letter. Apparently, you can tell that these are allegations. That means that the man knew what he was talking about. So it means that these allegations or the so-called corruption that he wants to, create that it exists in this government existed under the former administration. So if we should say that scholarship meant for greedy, meant for brilliant but needy students were being sold, then it was under the MPP that such barbaric act was being carried out. So you see, he has formally been charged with the publication of false news, and you know that is a crime. That's criminal under our laws. The Criminal Offences Act 1960 Act 29. If you check section 208, is a criminal offense to make allegations without proving them. If he had been able to prove that what he was saying on in that radio station, if he had facts to buttress that.
Which forum is the right forum to prove an allegation?
When you are invited, it means that you are called upon to come and buttress your.
Do you know what the institution that invites you? Do you know what they do? They do investigation.
Okay.
And the only forum that can prove innocence or guilty of a charge is the court.
Is the court? Yeah, and I agree.
So,
but I'm saying that you see. But I'm saying that he was called to come and buttress his points. When you make those allegations, it is important that when you are invited, the security agencies wants to know who was bribed or who was the scholarship being sold to, and who bought. But when he came and he was questioned, he couldn't prove that, and a search was conducted in his house, and this were what was found. Eventually, he has been, processed before court, and the court will eventually pronounce its judgment. So that's basically what I'm saying.
Okay, so that's the submission of Kofi. Jones.
Yes, sir.
Let's hear from you.
Thank you very much. A very good morning to you. Alpha, you are looking beautiful this morning.
Thank
very
you.
Beautiful this morning. What's happening?
Today is the first day of reading. Today, you know, there is no lady in the studio today, so it's like, okay, Mr. Hamza is like under compulsion.
And a very good morning to you and your my brother Kofi. You see, power is sweet too.
Yeah,
power is sweet.
It's nice.
Now our brothers in the NDC, now they are showing their machismo. Yes,
they are showing machoism.
Yes. Okay. So it's normal. The New Patriotic Party, when we had a chance to run this country from Kufuor's time, we made sure that we dignify human rights. Remember the General Secretary? They were the ones who were saying in the year 2000 statements in Unibank. They came out with some documents indicating the amounts of money each minister was keeping in that bank. When Fiukwete was invited for, when he went for the vetting and he was asked about that, he said publicly that it was political talk. He made these statements and nothing happened to him. He was never arrested. So in case somebody makes an allegation against a government, what do? You have to do further investigation on that. You don't pick the person as my brother is saying that he was picked. I want you to know the difference between picking somebody and inviting somebody. When you pick somebody, you are calling the person by force. You are using force to invite the person. So what stopped them from inviting Kofi Fosu Cancer and also do further investigations? Our brothers in NDC have made worse statements, but nothing happened to them. If that were to be the case, then Sami Jemfi would have been in jail. We have been in police custody until maybe the NDC came to power. Because he makes regular statements about the government. That is, I'm talking about before 2025, when the MP was in power. But nothing happened to them. And now, the NDC is showing us how to enjoy power. And if somebody makes a statement like this, you invite the person, you do investigation on that. If you find that there's something wrong with that statement, you send the person to court in a dignified manner. But they have forgotten their tutorials on human rights, the NDC, because they have overwhelming majority and that they think they can do anything. But they should remember that power can change hands anytime whenever there's an elections. And when similar things are done against them, they should not complain. Akufo-Addo gave the NDC the chance to make a lot of noise in this country. Nothing happened to any of them. And you see, just 1 year in power, 1 year in government, look at what they are doing. I mean, I see this as diversionary tactics. So that we will start discussing these things, then we forget about the challenges that are facing the people of Ghana. Employment, no jobs. But they are trying to move away from talking about employment rather on trivialities. These are trivial issues that shouldn't warrant the attention of the NDC, but that's where their interest is. The best way my brothers in NDC could have done about this issue was to invite him, do investigation on that, and possibly send the case to court. It ends there. What is this? The reign of terror under NDC is becoming unacceptable. We are living in a democratic country like Ghana. They have done so many things. No wonder the Chief Justice could not get justice for himself. No wonder. If the Chief Justice could not get justice, who else can get justice in this country under John Dramani Mahama's government? The advice that we are giving them is that they should conduct their investigations in a dignified manner. That's all. And if they think there's a problem, they can send it to court. Rather than the Rambo style of arresting people, we are tired of that. The NDC should focus on bread and butter issues. The people of Ghana are calling for jobs. Where are the jobs? They should stop those diversion tactics and focus on important issues that can bring food to the table of the people of Ghana. So
that's all. That's the view of Mr. Nyamesem on this. I don't think there's any need for rebuttals.
There is a need.
Okay. 2 minutes.
You see, Alpha, I always have a challenge when MPP posit that power will change hands, so we should allow some things to slide. For me, that is very, very, it's a useless statement.
No, that's too harsh.
Oh.
No, that's too harsh.
Okay, fine, but it's
you can say disagree, but it's useless.
No, listen. So because power will change, we should allow some things to continue.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean it's a useless statement. You may disagree with it, which is okay.
But I'm saying that, but that statement has...
So don't abuse the power that you have. That's what I'm trying to say.
You see, you make allegations that corruption exists somewhere, and you are asked to come and show. When you do that, they have to find out the ingredients. They have to find out where is the corruption existing, who are engaged.
Can you invite the person?
He was invited and he declined. We are not. It's not. His arrest was not a witch hunt. It was a fact hunt. We want to know the fact. President Mahama wants to know the truth. If indeed scholarship awards are being sold at such amount, somebody must answer to it. But if it is somebody who is just making the most of media platforms to manufacture lies, to drag the image of the government through the mud, then the person must be ready to answer to the law. And that's exactly what has happened. He was called to come answer, but he couldn't. And I've given you the items that were retrieved in his house. So I'm saying that if there should be a case of corruption, then it was under the MPP that such thing existed.
Okay.
But for now, we can't tell. He has not been able to prove that, and he has been processed for court. So it is not a matter of harassing. So, free speech does not mean they should lie. Right goes with responsibility.
Who determines the lie, though?
The court determines. But you see, but investigations have been conducted, and he has not been able to prove that.
Look at him.
Oh, he has not been. I cannot say he's lying, but the fact is that I cannot say that he has lied, or I cannot pronounce him guilty. But investigations so far has proven that he's not been able to provide any evidence to such claims.
From your people.
Not from our people. The institution is not for NDC.
Jones, 2 minutes.
You see how when they were in opposition, they were making a lot of noise, lying their way out. Galamsey area, they go there, they will lie. They go everywhere, they lie. Even on cocoa, when we increased cocoa price to a level that was unprecedented, they came back and lied with their propaganda. Nothing happened to them. And now that you have power, look at the way you are abusing the power that you have. Somebody writes, the person is arrested. Somebody goes on radio, the person is arrested. What kind of terror is that? What we are saying is that you and I know that there's corruption at the secretariat. There's corruption at the secretariat. So what you do is that you invite him for investigation. But the abuse of power, the way they arrested him, detained him, showing that they have so much power, that is unfair. That's what we are talking about. Nobody begrudges them for inviting Kofi Fosu and Kansa. And of course, he has his evidence to provide. So what you do is that you send the case to court, and the court delivers its justice. So my advice to my brothers in NDC is that enough of the show of power. It is time to show work. You should show working. The jobs are waiting for them, nothing to show. 24-hour economy, long talk on 24-hour economy, nothing to show. We want to see the NDC performing because we have a lot of questions to ask them.
Okay.
A lot of questions.
Let me allow you to continue on this. There are two issues on the table that we need to. So I'm interchange and cocoa issues. You have 10 minutes. What's your view?
Thank you very much. I will start with the cocoa issues. Hey. Alfa.
Jones.
That cocoa board CEO was appointed. Was the day I saw Doom at cocoa board.
Randy Abbey.
Someone who has no idea about the cocoa business, was appointed as the CEO of Cocoa Board because he's linked to the NDC. They were just doing the appointment anyhow. So couldn't John Dramani Mahama see through the issues and appoint someone who had enough knowledge in the cocoa business than appointing Randiabi? You know that as I speak with you, Cocoa Board is in debt crisis, a whooping debt of 32.9 billion Ghana cedis.
They say you created that mess for them.
1 year, how much have they added to it? That 1 year, it will shock you. Millions of Ghana cedis. Just 1 year. There was debt over there, but when they came, just 1 year, how much have they added to the debt? The problem with Cocoa Board for now is that they lack the leadership that will ensure prudential management of the cocoa affairs. That is the problem, nothing more. Now, when the NPP was in power, we saw a certain challenge. 2023, we went for cocoa syndicated loan, $800 million, with an interest of 8%. If you do the calculation, you will see that we are talking about $64 million interest for just 1 year. And in this cocoa bill, what happens is that there's none. The most wholesome cocoa that we can talk about in the world is from Ghana. And so the buyers have their monies to come and buy the cocoa. So we thought of, okay, doing away with the cocoa syndicated loan, then we find ways of attracting the buyers to bring their money to come and buy the cocoa. When they do that, that interest that we are paying to the landing banks will not be coming again. So much money, $64 million for just 1 year. So we had our way in 2024. We did away with the cocoa syndicated loan, and we were able to buy the cocoa for our farmers. Now, when the NDC came, they became confused. They lacked the magic wand to ensure that they buy cocoa without a problem. Since when in the history of Ghana do you hear that there's a problem with the purchasing of cocoa? It is only under the NDC government. Now, when Randiabi came, mismanagement of the business, now he doesn't even know what to do. What they are now doing is that they have asked the buyers to go to banks, look for loans, to go and buy the cocoa, so that later when the money comes, then they come and buy from the buyers. So the buyers come, they go for loans and buy the cocoa, and Cocoa Board is not coming to buy it from them. So they all stop buying the cocoa. So a cocoa farmer will go and sell the cocoa. The cocoa is kept somewhere, and the person is told that you go and come later. You see the problem with the NDC now, because this mismanagement, they are now confusing the system. Now, just suppose what is happening in Cote d'Ivoire, and this is what the New Patriotic Party government was doing. In Cote d'Ivoire, what they do is that they have made an arrangement, a partnership with the EcoBank of Cote d'Ivoire, and they have made an amount of 300 billion CFA. That's a seed money for purchasing cocoa. No interest. And even there's interest, it stays in the country, doesn't go to London. So the money is there, and now they are buying cocoa. They are buying cocoa at 250. I forgot it. 250,000, 360 CFA. Yeah, 2,800 CFA per kilo. That's how they are buying 2,800 CFA per kilo. That's the average amount that they are buying it. There's no problem. And when you convert this into dollars, we are talking about $5 per kilogram. If you convert it into cedis, it means we are talking about 3,600 Ghana cedis per bag of cocoa. So why is it now? Is it that now the NDC is buying cocoa at 2,900 in Ghana? You are being so unfair to the cocoa farmers. People that you promised. Look at what you are doing today. And this will lead to the smuggling of cocoa to Cote d'Ivoire. The NDC government lacks the prudential way of managing the cocoa affairs in this country. And with this problem, what do? The first thing you do is that you fire Randy Abe because he doesn't know what he is doing as CEO of Cocoa Board. The man has failed. But because Don Dramani Mama himself is also failing, they don't even know what to do to the farmers. And the farmers are struggling. We are waiting to hear what the finance minister is going to say today. He said he is going to deliver a message to the people of Ghana on the issue of cocoa. Let's wait for what they will say. They should be up and doing. Things are getting out of hand under NDC government. Enough of the honeymoon. The people that you promised to give them 7,000 Ghana cedis per bag of cocoa, they couldn't get it. The amount of money that Akufo-Addo promised them that he was paying to them, you have reduced it to 2,900. They said okay. And now they come to sell their cocoa and there's no money. What a shame on NDC government. My brother, if elections were to be conducted today, you will see that the new Patriotic Party will win the elections. Ghanaians are disappointed. Hopelessness is glaring in the face of the people of Ghana. When you sell, nobody buys. People are struggling. And the NDC guys are enjoying. Why do you go and pay the CEO of Cocoa Board more than 80,000 Ghana cedis a month when the farmers are struggling, wallowing in abject poverty? What a shame to the NDC.
2 minutes.
The government should sit up. They should sit up and be serious with their governance.
Okay.
Enough of the Rambo style arrests and other things. They should focus on important things. One of the important things we are talking about is that the farmers of Ghana, the cocoa farmers today, are struggling. My brother, it is so painful that a maize farmer goes to the market to sell maize, and a bag of maize is selling at 250 Ghana cedis. You know the cost? You know the reason why it is happening like that? The NDC government went out to import maize, yellow corn, with the hope that, with the belief that there might be famine in this country. So they imported yellow corn from China, plenty, with Ghana's money in dollars. So now, the yield that we have in Ghana has come to meet the imported yellow corn in this country. Now, yellow corn in this country, maize in this country is so cheap. Farmers are committing suicide after harvest. What is happening? Lack of prudential way of managing the economy. My brother. So is it what the NDC promised the people of Ghana when after COVID-19 the economy was in tatters, and they came to tell the people of Ghana that they are going to offer alternative? Is that the alternative the NDC is providing for the people of Ghana?
Yes, let me go to.
It's so painful.
Okay, let me go to Kofi now. Kofi.
Hey, Alpha.
Let's say.
We have to do our listeners a very good service. Now, you know, our listeners are discerning enough. It is important that we put things in proper perspective. Alpha, in 2016, by year 2016, we handed over an institution that was credit worthy to the MPP government. In fact, we bequeathed to them 1.8 billion in equity, meaning if you take the liabilities of the company and the assets outweigh the liabilities of the company. In 2016, that was what we gave to. That was what they inherited from the NDC government when we were leaving power.
What asset are you talking about?
you are done. You have exhausted your time. So allow me to.
Please let's listen to Govi.
I'm saying want to. You see, the cocoa sector. The cocoa
you will
sector.
understand it. Mm.
That was what we gave to them.
Okay.
So in other words, the sector was very oily. It was doing very well. That we gave to them. It will shock you that we have inherited an institution that has lost credit worthiness. And what it means is that no international bank want to lend money to the cocoa industry again to purchase cocoa.
It's a lie.
Oh, I'm coming. I'm saying I want to put things in perspective and we expose these people, the damage that they have caused in that sector. And the shocking thing is the way they have made a 360 turn to blame the government. When we are busy trying to fix issues, we perfectly acknowledge the concerns of cocoa farmers because they are not in the institution. They don't know what is happening. And they may not have time for explanations, and that is exactly why the CEO and the government, the Ministry of Finance, they are busily working around the clock to fix things. But it is important that we you can't punch somebody in the groin and ask the person not to cry. We have to let them know, the listeners, the cocoa farmers, know what the damage these people have caused. So we inherited an institution that has lost credit worthiness. Our credit rating was not looking good at all. If you look at, we are here today because of the financing model. The cocoa farmer today is struggling because of the financing model. Previously, the cocoa sector, the cocoa board used to run on a syndicated loan system. And what it means is that they sign contracts with the licensing, they sign contract through its subsidiary, the cocoa marketing companies. And cocoa board asks them, cocoa marketing companies, to sign contracts with their licensing buying companies. Now, when the contracts are signed, they take those contracts, go to the international banks to secure loan facilities and use the contracts as collateral to pay. Now, I told you that we left an equity of 1.8, meaning that the banks will look at it and say, okay, your credit ratings are good, we can still give you money. But we inherited a debt by 2020, when we took over, inherited a debt of 32.9 billion, and we have lost that credibility. So the banks will look at your ratings and say, no, we cannot give you money, because if you give you loan, you will not be able to pay. So they actually pull the plug on us. So the syndicated loan is that you take the contracts, go to the bank, and you secure the loan. But this is the case that has collapsed. Now they have to work around the system and forge a new financing system. That's the buyer system. That means that the buyer will now determine the time to buy. The buyer comes with the money. Cocoa board doesn't give the buyer again. The buyer comes with the money and then buy the cocoa. Okay, so this was what happened.
But
so
the argument is that the reason why people voted for the NDC was because they felt there was a problem. And they expect you to come and fix
and
the
as I said earlier on, and
they expect you to come and fix the problem. Cocoa has a season. We all can anticipate when the cocoa season will start.
Yes.
So if you're an executive worth your salt and you know what you're doing, the expectation is that all these things that you were talking about, they must have known when they looked into the books. And they should have been able to predict that, well, with this structure, when we enter into the season, we'll have problem. So why didn't they plan ahead to ensure those problems were solved?
Exactly.
Before the season. Now you've gotten into a season where now the cocoa farmer is confused.
You see,
he doesn't know what to do.
Alpha, you see, you are making a very valid point, and that can be put down to some of the incompetence of the previous administration.
We have moved from
no,
there.
No. I'm coming. I want to make a point here. You see,
we have moved on.
You see, the crop forecast and the price forecast. Cocoa Board couldn't deliver up to over 330,000 or yes, over 333,000 over 333,000 cocoa, to the buyers.
Okay.
They couldn't, and that has to be rolled over into the next season. So if you are saying that it's full of technocrats, I'm saying incompetence because this is what we inherited that issue. If you could not forecast, if you could not get your things well, if you could not, predict the cocoa season very well, the pricing and what have you, it means you are simply incompetent.
But you know something, with all these challenges.
So that was what we inherited.
Was not
you see, that was what we, Alpha, I'm saying that was the problem we inherited. Okay. And now Dr. Randy Abe has to now, he's selling the cocoa at low price. Meanwhile, cocoa at the world market price is high. But because of the contract that the rollover that we took, because they couldn't deliver up to the expectation in the previous year, that has been rolled over into this year. And then he's now buying cocoa at low price, in fact poverty price, and at the same time servicing a debt that was incurred under the previous season. So it is an inherited program, but we are not here to be explaining and doing blame games. We acknowledge the situation, and today, by the grace of God, the finance minister will outline the roadmap. We are going to do a restructuring of the whole institution, and I firmly believe that afterwards, cocoa farmers are going to be smiling their way to the banks. They will be holding their cheeks, receiving alerts. They are going to be paid an amount that is worth their work. Okay, so we are not here to do blame games, but it was important that we lay bare the truth for our listeners, the cocoa farmers, to understand the damage that we have inherited as a government. So that was basically what I was saying.
Okay. Now, we just have a few minutes to I'll read our listeners' messages, few of them. Now I'll give each of you 2 minutes and then we'll wrap up. This one says, Alpha, good morning. When I listen to the NDC communicators speak, I think it's the script that was used by the MPP communicators when they immediately assumed power. You come to us telling us there is a problem in this country. You should be given the opportunity to fix it. We're listening to you, we've given it to you, and you're telling us because of the problem you told us you come and fix, you can't work. So why did you think we go out there, queue and vote for you? Please keep quiet and do the work.
And that's what I've admitted. We are having the program, but we are doing it.
Let me. This one is from Abrande. He says, "Good morning, Alpha. I have a parents who are cocoa farmers from the Western region. I was able to secure my degree through that. If you listen to the concerns of the cocoa farmers today, you'll be marveled. There is a huge problem. And the only thing I will tell the NDC government is solve it." Abrante, thank you very much for joining us this morning with your message. This one says that Alpha, Kofi is right. The problem the MPP left is so overwhelming. 1 year will not be enough. But I trust this administration to creatively find solutions to the problem. Kofi, let me add 2 minutes to you, and then I'll give 2 minutes to Jones. What would you say? Okay.
So you can finish all the time.
The pressure is too much. Then when you are in power, you have to explain issues. When you are a liar, you have to continue to lie in line with your lies, so that there will be consistency in your lies. And that's what my brothers in NDC are doing. You see, Alpha is so pathetic that our brothers in NDC, when we were hitting single-digit inflation, they said it was a prudential management of the economy by John Dawani Mahama. Mahama is a hope. Now, when there's a challenge, there's a new patriotic party.
I didn't want to laugh though, but isn't that what all governments do? And it's a very funny thing.
God is watching all of us. But it's so painful to hear that we have a CEO who is paid more than 80,000 Ghana cedis every month.
Like you're very much interested in.
Farmers are not paid, plus other allowances. He is not performing, and we are now waiting for the finance minister to come in and tell us the way forward. Is it not painful? So we are all moving on. My brother, the next issue, Swami interchange.
We can do that in a minute too.
Yes, Swami interchange. What at all is the problem of NDC with Ashanti region? What wrong did we do, the NDC, to warrant these things anytime they come to power? I remember when Kufuor was leaving office, he bequeathed, in quote, the Great Ashanti Project, Sofola Interchange. The NDC saw that project as so scary. It's documented though, to the point that Atames called this, that said that he's afraid of this Great Ashanti Project. Now, when we left office and they came to continue, they decided not to do the other part, dual carriage. So they ended it at Tanoso. When the NPP came back to power, we expanded that area through to Abuakwa to make it dual carriage. Now, an opportunity has come again. The NDC government has not done any interchange in Ashanti region. There's another opportunity for you to continue what the new Patriotic Party government started. 4th-year interchange. That befits the people of Ashanti region. You come and tell us that you want to make it a 2-tier interchange.
Yes. I'm afraid your time is up. Let me.
And your argument, so flimsy argument that there is not enough money. But you think you can have enough money to do Kumasi to Accra? When we did Konongo, the road is there. We can bypass Konongo with that dual carriage over there. Use that lane. When you get to what was it, Enyinem, you can use the other lane. And moving to Accra easy for you. You've decided to forgo all these projects. But you have money to do Accra, Kumasi. But you don't have the money to do this project that was started by the new Patriotic Party government. The assurance we are giving to the people of Ashanti region is that inshallah will come back in 2028. If the NDC is not able to fresh and they make it 2-tier interchange, we shall dismantle it and make it 4-tier interchange for the people of Ashanti region. What is this?
2 minutes go be. They will break everything.
It's always amusing listening to the MPP communicators. They are very comedic. I think some of them are very talented.
Don't say that. They are
no.
But
that's not your style.
Kofi, it's not. Some of these things,
I withdraw.
You don't entertain them on this platform.
I withdraw. But I'm saying that, you see, traffic, the whole issue about the interchange is to solve the traffic situation in Kumasi here. That's number one point, is to solve the traffic situation in Kumasi here. The proposed, or the 4th-year interchange that the MPP plan to do, which I believe wouldn't have even materialized if you even give them 16 years in power. They just did that to just buy votes. They did that, and if if it was even going to be materialized, assuming without considering that would have materialized, we're going to wipe out a lot of businesses a lot of our landmarks. Imagine the Swami police station would have been demolished. That there is a mall around our side, it would have been demolished.
So what's wrong?
And a lot of businesses that are operating around that side would have been
But you
demolished.
need to create more
and
businesses.
you know, when you are doing that, you will need money you will need finances to,
there's no money
to compensate the operators of those businesses. And you have to relocate the police station, build new police stations.
because of
But
compensation. That's why you say
the
you won't do
basic
it.
point is that we are here to solve the traffic situation. We will save that money. The big push, we are constructing a 45-kilometer Kumasi outer ring road, which is going to divert all the traffic. You know, the long distance vehicles, those heavy duty vehicles, they will no longer come to the city, and that will significantly reduce the traffic situation in the city. They will have a diversion point from, I think, where the inland port is, Boankra side, and then all the way to Offenso, there, then they go to the north. That alone is going to reduce the traffic situation. So you don't solve traffic. I don't know whether it's the height.
Some argue that when you are dealing with some of these projects, you just don't look at today. Traffic in 2026 may be at this level, but this project also has futuristic targets.
Thank you.
So that future traffic will be dealt with.
They
So
lack
it's
that
not
vision.
only today.
They lack that vision.
But in the
It's
wisdom,
tomorrow as well.
you see,
Alpha, you are giving free education, but he will not take it.
No, you see,
he will not take it.
I understand, but you see, President Mahama has a track record of always envisioning the future. Your point is very valid. I can't be dismissive of that. It's very valid. But I'm saying that when we are solving traffic situations, it's not about the height. I don't know whether it's the height that is making the MPP create a certain narrative that we don't like Ashanti region or something like that. But I'm saying that it's not about the height. It's about efficiency and availability of finance.
There's no money.
But when we are saying that we are revising the whole project from 4-tier interchange to a 3-tier interchange, and then we pump the remaining finance into.
You have remaining finance, and you said there's no money.
Yeah, he keeps distracting me.
Yeah, don't.
And so then we focus the remaining on the, to supplement the big push, projects. The ring road. To ensure diversion and to also decrease the traffic situation. At the same time, the police station will be there, businesses will operate, and then there will be a free flow of cars, no traffic. Okay. That is basically what we are saying.
Let's leave it here, Govi. Our time is up.
So that's basically what we are saying. So we have to debunk the claims the M people are trying to make that we don't like anything good about Ashanti region. When you come to Ashanti region here and you look all around, you can see our infrastructure projects.
Where are they?
Every corner of the region.
Where are they?
You see our projects.
They will tell you Kumasi Shoe Factory.
We tell the Ashanti people that we will deliver, and then to the administration of the region. The region lies in the heart of the government.
This will have been the first 4-tier interchange in the region. Some people think that Ashanti region, apart from Greater Accra, gave the NDC the highest votes in Ghana. And so if you come and you change 4-tier to 3-tier, knowing very well that you started a 4-tier at Pokwasi, which the MPP completed. Now it has switched. You rather want to reduce the tier. It gives them an impression of how you prioritize them.
Alpha, there is no money.
That may not even be the first interchange in Kumasi.
Alpha.
But this will have been the first 4-tier interchange. That's what
I
I'm saying.
understand.
Alpha.
And you have, apart from the economic or the issue of traffic, also the issue of aesthetics. How it beautifies Kumasi. You know, anytime people complain, Kumasi there, when you go to Accra, but this one will have given Kumasi some facelift.
Because it was started by the NPP government, they will make it 2
So we'll see.
And they are claiming there's no money. Alpha, the argument is that I didn't know that there was no money. They are now telling us that.
But the point is,
they are saying there's no money to do it.
There was no dedicated fund.
They say there's no money to do it.
The loan,
but governance is continuous.
Yeah, but they have their own.
Government, when they were living, did they live with a debt? They left with a debt.
With debt.
280 something million Ghana cedis debt in 2015. Have you forgotten?
Because every government leaves.
Yes. But was there money? There was no money, but we were able to do this. You come and tell the people of Ashanti region that you are not doing it because there is no money. But there was money to do the Greater Accra 4-tier interchange. But there's no money for Ashanti region. Let's leave
it there. That's our show. You heard from Jones Yamesem. Is the Kwabri East Constituency Secretary for MPP. Kofi Asha is a member of the NDC's communications team. That's our show for now. I was here with Mark Wadja. We're streaming live on Facebook as a result of Mark Wadja's ingenuity. He's a very, very powerful man. Today, what time did you come to work, please? You want to tell the public? Let's leave it here. That's our show. My name has been Alfa Ali. Have a very good morning. God willing, tomorrow we'll meet again.